Lucifer and the power of the tongue. Those who love the wicked just fruit thereof. When we speak, we need to speak with words of
In the beginning, in regards to Adam and Eve and Lucifer, God was the creator of everything. Yes, he was. Even Satan. But when God showed me was that Satan is making an attempt to repeat what he did in the garden. You see, this movement will rise up within the church and be used to withdraw the truth, just as Satan rose up in the kingdom of heaven. But only that this movement is used to deceive the body of Christ in a way like he did Eve, by using this so-called holy hip-hoppers and hip-hop to seduce the church. Now, this movement will deceive many in thinking that this is the new way, a new revelation. Just as when Eve came into a new revelation when she pursued Adam with the fruit. But this time around, God is raising up watchmen. God is placing watchmen in the body of Christ that will blow the trumpet, that will sound the alarm, that will rise up and speak out against the influences that hip-hop has on this community and what hip-hop has on the church. It is time to wake up. It is time to wake up.
Send the peeps around the way. Flow for the church, flow for the unbeliever. And listen close, catch my flow like a wide receiver. We speaking and thinking and doing things we shouldn't do.
Well, thank God for Professor Dorsey. He's the only one that would dare to make gospel music what it has become today. He took the church music, spirituals, hymns, and kept them up, put a rhythm to them, and called it gospel. We didn't have the freedom to sing gospel in our churches. But Dorsey got us together and told us who we were. He was the first one to organize the Gospel Singers Convention.
By 1921 now, the National Baptist Convention, the largest organization of Christians in the United States, decides to accept gospel on a certain level. I'll illustrate the difference in a minute. And they publish in 1921 a book called Gospel Pearls, the first book that was published by black people to use the term gospel, which meant a style of music and a style of singing. Gospel Pearls included 4 very important people: Charles Albert Tindley, Charles Price Jones, Thomas Andrew Dorsey, and Lucy Eddy Campbell, all of whom are extremely important in that they were composers of this music. And we normally look at someone like Charles Albert Tindley, who was born in 1851, and by 1905, Tindley is writing songs that are sort of borrowing some of the elements of this Pentecostalism. They are not Pentecostal, but they have this direct, colloquial, almost back fence kind of language. The song that I illustrated this song was written by him in 1905. When the storms of life are raging, Lord, stand by me. Now that's a phrase. When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. That's the kind of statement that the average person would make.
Thomas Dorsey was basically a blues singer. He called himself Georgia Tom, and for most of the 1920s he made quite a bit of money by singing off-color blues. Then suddenly he experienced, as many people do, sort of an epiphany, a revelation. He lost a lot of money suddenly. He took that as some kind of sign, and he began to turn his considerable songwriting talents to gospel music.
Influenced by his father, a pianist and composer, Dorsey was creating blues compositions by age 20, and by the 1930s had over 500 tunes under his belt, performing with Ma Rainey and others on the blues circuit.
I started to work in blues because they were something that the people loved. But most of the people who took that were not Christian people. And I was doing all right for myself. But the voice of God whispered.
We affectionately refer to him as the godfather of gospel because he sophisticated the call and response technique which came via the oral tradition from West Africa. And he introduced the so-called jazz cadences and rhythms of popular music into the gospel idiom. what he did when he created the form we know as gospel, he put the music of faith into the common idiom of the people.
I've been thrown out of some of the best churches. If they were good ministerial men, they would have helped me and not throw me out. But I got out on my own and went on through the world with it. And many, many people has been helped and saved by the gospel.
Bless each of us with that spiritual blessing that we so greatly need.
The musician, the singer, and those who can make that music count going to be heavily used by God himself.
Wake up, everybody. Wake up, everybody. Wake up, wake up. Flow for the Lord, flow for him every day. Flow for the streets and the peeps around the way. Flow for the church, flow for the unbeliever. And listen close, catch my flow like a wide receiver. We speaking and thinking and doing things we shouldn't do. Telling a bunch of lies and swear it's the honest truth. Do what we do without thinking about what it do to others. What's the majority in the world? Haters and lovers. My sisters and brothers, we need to make a change and recover. Stop hurting each other, just by our words we killing each other. When we don't speak blessings, learn this lesson, cause the enemy is always testing. Run up on you while you resting with fatal weapons. Do you know who the enemy is my question. Nah, it ain't the cats he got beef with. It's the evil spirits that influence what they speak with. Living life for the power of the tongue. Those who love the way of this fruit thereof. When we speak, we need to speak with words of love. When we speak, we need to speak with words of love. Wake up, everybody. Wake up, everybody. Wake up, everybody. Wake up, everybody. Living life for the power of the tongue. Those who love the way of this fruit thereof. When we speak, we need to speak with words of love. When we speak, we need to speak with words of love. Wake up, everybody.